I sleep. How dare you disturb my one time of peace? It is I, egoid, who has crafted you from the seeds and patterns of every hue. Egoid, the source of all from what was none. I destroy space-time to find you, my son. There's a path which only you can find. No one's so worthy in all of mankind. The multiverse granted me permission to give you sensory deprivation. How can this be real? I need to see proof. Is there any way I can know that it's you? If you're the ultimate consciousness, why in my quests are you so elusive? You who manipulate sound vibrations, king of men and of aural sensations, do you not believe in the frequencies that only you create though you can't see? I sacrifice symmetry to give you better ears and the balance that most choose. I've given you more to think about than others who want a way out. Some run from me and give endlessly. You are free to either musically. These instruments were made for you to use. Is the trance of such not sufficient proof? And as for your quest, you know only math, even physics, but where's the other half? Have you not studied string M30 enough to know about reality? When one looks, he shall never in life find the true nature of even his own mind. You strive too much and are seeking balance. I have come to you with your last challenge. For others have tried and some do not care, but the gods above have put you right here. I center where I exist, though my own kingdom I feel unfit. Oh, egoid, ultimate creator of, is this a complex I must overcome? Angrily the god of brain matter said, has skepticism left your whole mind dead? Still you ask when I demand you listen. Has your destiny not been conditioned? Do you suggest that I have no free will? That if I did, I'd create my own hell? How was man to know wisdom uncovered? God or neuron created, discovered? When I believe I relinquish control, therefore logic and reasoning I know to suit my life more than a leap of faith. How can I submit to that with no face? You, Dextrolitus, have created me? But from where I stand at idXed, it seems I transcend all of humanity. Is not your logic a form of relief? To you, two will never be three. The truth is, a leap is necessary. Dextrolitus enraged, cursed his spirits. He demanded to see some evidence. Logic to you may be irrelevant, but he went on, it is all that I get. Why am I to leap and swim in your void, even if you are the conscious egoid? Suddenly, Dextrolitus woke again. His dream of a dream was soon to begin. How was he to know if he was awake? He asked as darkness blanketed his face. Strangely, he could not see, feel, taste, or hear. All was none. Did his vivid dream turn real? Time stood still and space was non-existent. Locked in his void, his thoughts weren't so distant. All his fears crept up on him slowly. He tried to suppress them but knew they'd win. Memories and emotional distress, ignorance and all childhood regrets consumed the thoughts of dead Dextrolitus. He realized he'd been living an image of what he thought to be just and perfect, but also that none of these thoughts were his. He tried to run an epitomized man. But where can one go when there is no land or structures, politics, ideas, or time to cower beneath or hide behind? One by one, phobias were presented as the gods that they once represented. The god of desire robbed him of peace. She grew gigantic and split his psyche. Now there's a right side brain and a left mind. Two towers split in the blink of an eye. And as the infinite distance between expanding universal galaxies, whose expansion grew exponentially and instantly and indefinitely due to the quantum level and the gods who created it all while still at odds with each other over control issues, so was the gap between a path to choose, and in between a line of deities, danced in the void waiting to be appeased. A dead slave to his thoughts, Dextrolitus remembered egoid in his dream challenge. Frantically, he bit through all of his chains to free his soul of his eternal pain. The endless line of thought-embodied gods used their power to destroy his neurons. Dextrolitus, the bodiless being, attacked the first thought that was in reach. The more that he fought, the faster he thought. He felt his essence beginning to rot. He perceived sense of identity died. The shell that remained did not justify any of the reasons he wasn't free. Then he chose to create his destiny. Dextrolitus, the ill-fated mortal, fell as nothing into a rabbit hole. The thoughts of his dreams were no longer gods, but parts of himself that he feared a lot. The end of this astronomical tube was a voice of reasoning and truth. The mouth opened up and swallowed him whole. He was digested, and out spewed his soul. Finally, he could see, feel, taste, and hear, and instantly confronted his own fear. It was that of a familiar form. Its eyes foretold of an oncoming storm. They were pale blue, and the pupils were small. Irritation plagued the mirrored eyeballs. Dextrolitus stepped back to see some more. Then in horror, he collapsed to the floor. The face he was staring at was his own. His senses flushed, and he let out a moan. He saw the sound waves travel from his mouth. The storm broke out as they shattered the ground. His reflection was destroyed by a voice that came from below and sounded like noise. Blood began to drip from both his ears. The storm raged on for what seemed to be years. The pain was beyond any suffering the champion of sound had ever seen. Of all the infinitely dense knowledge he stored, only what seemed of importance, and still his mind was full of this deceit, but swore that it was all worth being free. Finally, idXed appeared and asked, "Do you still wish to live as a free man? Have you yet not cursed your gifts of thought and sound? Will you give up freedom to live for now?" The enlightened Dextrolitus replied, "I've killed my pride and this is my life. If you are the true creator of things, then you decide the probabilities. It was my desire that caused all this, and it's my head that I've been trapped in, so you are just an extension of me. And now I choose to leave myself empty." idXed then shut out in disbelief, "How is it you have discovered me? You are right, it is not I who made you, but you have found me, and that is the truth." Just then, idXed vaporized in thin air. The path to waking life appeared right there. Dextrolitus, his hero of the self, cautiously stepped forward to exit from this hell. His eyes opened and they were burnt by the sun. His clock told him it was 4:51. Knowing that there would be even more strife, Dextrolitus woke up from his sleep and sighed.